Hi, I'm Kyle. This is Victor Ray. How are you doing
Hello.
today?
I'm good, man. I'm very good. Thanks for having me. How is everybody?
I'm good, thanks.
It's so sunny. As soon as the sun's out, I'm in a good mood. So.
No, couldn't agree more. Can you tell us a bit about the inspiration behind World at My Feet and what you hope the listeners take away from it?
Yeah, man, definitely. So World on My Feet, it's the last song I released. And it's the fourth single from my latest EP, which is called I Will. And it's kind of just like I feel like I've earned, my right to make a song like this where I can just talk about what it took for me to get there. It's kind of like when I'm just trying to highlight my story and my 10,000 hours. I was a busker for so many years on the
Mm.
street. And that's what I was doing for money, like doing weddings, singing at pubs, and just like on the hustle basically. And then, over the years, suddenly, somehow I've worked my way up to kind of gaining some fans, whether it be through social media or through the music that I release. And it's been a long journey. I started when I was 20, it was in 2017, so I was about 17, 18. Now I'm 25, so it's like, cool. I'm like, cool. I feel like I've done the intro part
Yeah.
of my career, and I'm ready to do the next phase, basically.
So, what was the process like for this EP? Did you experiment with anything new, new sounds, new techniques?
Yeah, definitely. I had a plan because this is the fourth EP I've released, and it's the last one. And I always wanted to do four and have this little quadrilogy,
Mhm.
if that's a word. But each of them kind of touch on different genres that influenced me. So the first one was kind of more singer-songwriter. Second one was a bit more R&B. Third one a bit more soul, and the fourth one kind of mixing all of them and then adding a bit of hip hop into it as well for the storytelling aspect of it. And so with this EP in particular, I definitely tried to tap into this kind of part, of my influence where like a song like Sticks and Stones, for example, I had I had, rappers Koji Radical and Strands jump on it with me. And it was a way that I could, get involved and collaborate with the UK rap scene. With World on My Feet specifically, I wrote it in LA with a producer called Stint and a writer called Neil Ormandy. And it really, we knew that this didn't sound like anything else, at the right now when I wrote it, or even now when it's come out. So I definitely tried to push the boundaries with it. Still keeping like the kind of pop tendencies that I just generally have as a pop artist. But yeah, I tried to experiment a little bit with this one.
On the note of that, how does World at My Feet or the EP as a whole fit into your broader landscape? As in, I'm assuming after the four EPs, you've got an album coming up. So, how do these fit
Mhm.
into your upcoming artistic vision?
Yeah, I feel like this song and EP in particular, I think it's the perfect kind of it's like I kind of see it as like the last page of my first chapter. So I feel like it's perfect for what happens next. I am planning to release a mixtape soon this year, and then I'm working on my first official studio album as well, which hopefully will come out next year. And so this is a great like bed for everything to lay. I always loved like my personal favorite artists, I love being able to go back and seeing what they first released and their first like couple of songs, couple of projects, and then it kind of makes everything make sense after that. I used to love Ed Sheeran when I was growing up and
Nice.
released a bunch of EPs as well before he released any of his albums. And it was so unique to him. And it just made everything make sense. And it explained how he got to where he got with his songwriting and everything. So that's kind of what I hoped these EPs would do for me.
So, obviously, you've had some surreal moments and real rewarding moments.
Hmm.
Would you say there's any in particular that stand out for you?
Rewarding moments. Yeah, there's a couple. I mean, in December, I did my a European tour, which was the biggest one I've ever done. I played Coco here in London, and then I played venues of similar size around Europe. And just now, almost finished the end of this kind of run where I've just been to Australia for the first time, playing these songs as well. I'm meeting fans there. So right now, music has taken me to places I never thought I'd be able to go, and it's one of those moments where I'm just grateful that I can stop and be like, whoa, actually,
Yeah.
this is a bit crazy. Because the way it works, at least for me, it's like I'm always trying to like beat what I just did and like get the next thing ready. So it's sometimes hard for me to stop and just like pay attention to what's happening. But these were big moments for me. Also, last year, just me, my whole like Teddy Swims story arc was
Yeah.
just too funny for me. Like I don't know how it all happened and it played out so beautifully, but like that process of meeting him and him becoming a good friend of mine and going on tour with him, definitely a highlight for me as well.
Yeah, Teddy definitely seems like a cool dude. What did you think
Mm.
from it? What did you think of Australia? I'm just back there as well.
Oh, amazing. Yeah, it was my first time and I thought it was great. Like, you know what it is? It kind of, it reminded me a bit of the UK.
Yeah.
But like people there are just like super smiley and like
Yeah.
happy, obviously because they
Yeah.
just have the sun. I feel like it's what we'd be like if we just had sun all the time.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's nice, man. It's really cool. I didn't realize as well, like I'm just not clued up on my geography, but like I was like, all the cities are just on the edge of this country. I was like,
Oh yeah.
wow,
Yeah, it's
it's just
massive as
there's
well.
them. Yeah, it's so much mass, land mass, but yeah, mad. I loved it there though. I loved it.
So what strategies have you found for coping? Obviously, like big tours, social media, everything you're
Mm.
doing. What do you do to kind of unwind and let yourself have you time?
Good question. I have like I'd say a small circle, but like these are people that I just love dearly and I'm known for most of my life. So I definitely try to spend time with them as often as I can. Because to them, this is just so normal because I've always been singing. So I can just
Yeah.
like really decompress there. I play a lot of video games as well. Um, so that is definitely a way that I can relax after a tour. Sometimes I bring my PlayStation on tour just so I can try to chill on the
You,
road.
anything in
Um,
particular you're playing just now?
I actually just downloaded this game called Oblivion, which is like
All
a
right.
remake of an old game that I used to love. So I'm very excited about it. It's a bit nerdy, to be fair, but it's a great game. Great game.
Obviously, you mentioned Ed Sheeran, you've mentioned Teddy Swims. Who are some artists or even musical styles that have made such a big impact on you and your songwriting?
Mm. Um, yeah, Ed Sheeran was such a big one for me growing up. Usher as well. I used to love
Mm.
like 2000s R&B was like
Oh yeah.
hooked me. And Usher in particular, it's even where I like kind of stole a bit of my name. I used to call myself Victor Raymond when I was when I was
All
young,
right.
because of his name. So he was definitely a big influence. And then Adele as well. Also like Donny Hathaway, Sam Cooke, kind of like old soul singers, stuff that I
Mm.
used to hear like growing up. I just like fell in love with music like that. And then in more my teenage years, it was like J. Cole and Kendrick, Stormzy and artists like this that really felt like I could like relate to them and what they were saying in their stories. I think storytelling always like really drew me in. So that
Mm.
could be across any genre and it could be across different mediums as well, because sometimes it was the way that someone sang, like Bruno Mars, the way that he sang or the way that he wrote his lyrics, and conducted like his music really spoke to me. But then also it could be, like I say, like a Stormzy and the way that he's and his rapping and that his storytelling in that sense. Or it could be like a Linkin Park, you know what I mean? Or like
Yeah.
Oasis. It was really I really tried to I was just always drawn to these stories. I used to love in high school, I did music GCSE and one of the pieces they made us study was Champagne Supernova by Oasis. And it was
All
my
right.
first hearing Oasis. And I was like, yo, I was just went to all my friends, I was like, have you heard this? And they're like, what are you talking about? And I was just like, this is crazy. Uh, but yeah, I've always just loved storytelling. I think that's my thing.
So, in the storytelling, what do you hope that your message conveys? Like in your visual representation, your artistic branding, what story do you want to come out of that?
Hmm. My thing has always been honesty. Like all of my songs that have come out now have been like based on my life. That's the way that I found my songs connect the best. And I write my best, songs when I am like at least drawing from real life and telling
Mm.
real stories. I hope that each of my songs, even some of them might be a bit darker than others, but I think there's an underlying theme of hope in all of them. Like, I do think no matter what I've gone through, like even the fact that a song has come out after the fact means that I've processed it and like I've
Mm.
gone through it and got out the other side of it. So my hope is that people can listen to all of these stories that I'll tell, that are real, and because they're real, people can feel something from them and know that they're not alone in that feeling. Because that's what I used to love. Like I'd find a song that I felt like, oh, this guy's talking exact about my exact situation that's happening right now.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And it made me feel less alone. And I think that kind of loneliness is the biggest, like the scariest thing, especially for people, my generation of people, of young people as well. So that's my hope that people can hear it and feel like they're a bit comforted.
Yeah, definitely. I think the story, especially your music, definitely resonates a lot. People our age and whatnot.
Yeah.
Can you share any pivotal moments or experiences that significantly shaped that or shaped any particular songs?
Mm. Yeah, for sure. Let me think. Like, I definitely talk about when in one of my most popular songs, Comfortable, it
Hmm.
was about my first relationship that I got into. And that was literally, it was when I first went to uni here in London. And it was like within like the first month or two, I was like, wow, now I'm in love and this is it. And I thought it was great. And it was like, it was so like big. It felt so big
Yeah.
at the time, but like it also it because it was my first time, everything just I was like, oh, this just must be what love is, even though like stuff I later realized was just bare toxic or like it just wasn't right. You know what I mean? And it
Yeah.
wasn't until I came out the other side and I had some space from it that I could look back and then also be able to see like what the part that I played in it.
Hmm.
I love Comfortable and the lyrics in it because, the chorus is literally I guess I must confess that I'm comfortable in this mess. And I think that's something that really I felt strongly because it was like I was saying before, it was the option between staying in a situation that's maybe toxic and unhealthy, but the alternative is loneliness and just
Yeah.
being by myself. And at the time I felt, I'd rather just stay where I am and be comfortable in it. So yeah, that's one kind of story of mine that translated into something that, clearly a lot of people resonated with, which I'm glad
Yeah,
about.
even me. That sounds just
Yeah,
like my
great.
first as well. Yeah.
Yeah, man, it gets like that. It's fine. Yeah.
So showing the real side, what's
Mm.
something that you're most excited about in the future? Or any, well, two questions really. What's something you're most excited about in your future and your career? And then what's a dream scenario, as in someone to collaborate with, someone to work with, an absolute dream. Like manifest it, put it out there.
Okay. Something I'm excited about is definitely this mixtape that I'm working on because I think it's
Hmm.
my kind of opportunity to I write so much music. Like so I've got
Yeah.
so many songs. And it's like before I do my album, it's like I would hate for a bunch of these songs that I love to not see the light of day. So I think that's super exciting for me to be able to work on these and work with some people that I haven't before, travel maybe to go to like LA again, Nashville, and
Hmm.
and try to get these done with some cool people. So
Oh,
I'm super
Nashville sounds like me.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. There's a huge scene in Nashville as well that's like
Yeah.
excited to work with. So that would be fun. And then a dream, gosh, there's a bunch of people. There's a bunch of people I'd love to work with. I feel like some are more. Let me just shoot for the stars. To
Oh
be
yeah,
fair,
shoot for the stars. Come on.
um, I'd love to do a song with Adele, Ed
Yeah.
Sheeran, and Usher. Like three of my
Oh
biggest
yeah.
influences ever. Like different songs, not all on the same track. That would be insane. But those are the people I'd love to dream collaborations. Oh yeah, that would be crazy. One, Adele doesn't collaborate with no one, so that one would be
Hey, you never
insane.
know. You never
I
know.
know, I know. I'm manifesting it.
So everyone I interview, everyone I speak to, I always ask them to leave a message for the next person. It's totally anonymous. They
Okay.
never know who the next person's going to be.
Mm,
The last person I spoke to said, "You've just got to kind of embrace the chaos, embrace the crazy. Don't
mm,
conform too much. Just be you, be real. And whether that looks mental, just love it."
mm.
What would you
That's
want to pass on to the next person? It could be a question. It could just be how you doing. It could be a little motto, something you live by.
whatever you're about to do next, whatever big thing that you're planning to say, just make sure that it's honest. Make sure that it's really you saying it, and that you don't hold back in your honesty and your truth. Be real.
You're real. Yeah, I like that. I've
Yeah.
got to say, the mixtape I'm very excited for.
I appreciate that, man. And thank you for this interview. It's been a pleasure.
No, thank you. When you're coming up to Scotland, I will definitely be there.
Yes, you have to.
Yeah,
You're gonna have
I'll
to.
keep an eye out.
Sick, man. Appreciate it.